everyone, welcome to DJT. I'm Hideki, your navigator. Winter is still with us and the cold days continue. At times like this, I really miss Japanese hot spring and public bath. As you may know, Japan has a rich and unique bathing culture. But for the people outside Japan, it can be difficult to understand. So, I'd like to introduce the Japanese bath culture, the structure of public bath, and how people bathe in them. Okay, let's get started.
Japan is one of the world's most seismically active countries. Beneath the Japanese islands, 4 tectonic plates intersect and move, causing frequent earthquakes and volcanic activity. This reality has a dangerous side. At the same time, it brings a great gift. From deep underground, naturally heated water rises to the surface. As a result, hot springs can be found throughout Japan. Since ancient times, Japanese people have discovered these springs, soaked in them, and used them to heal their bodies. Public bathhouses, known as Sento, share an equally long history. Their roots stretch back over 400 years to the Edo period, when people gathered to bathe, rest, and connect with one another. As Japan modernized during the Meiji era, roughly 150 years ago, Sento were reformed into the open, bright, and hygienic spaces that remain familiar today. Even now, when most homes have their own bathrooms, public baths continue to attract devoted fans and remain part of everyday life. In many countries, people enter public baths wearing swimsuits. In Japan, however, bathing is done naked. This difference often surprises visitors, but it reflects a distinct cultural view of the body. Bathing in Japan was never about displaying oneself. It was a way to wash away fatigue and impurity, and to return the body to a clean, natural state. In communal baths, nudity also carried another meaning. When everyone is naked, social status disappears. In the bath, all people are equal. Of course, in Japan, being naked is not acceptable outside the bath. It is precisely this clear boundary that allows people to share the same water, with comfort and trust. Hot springs and public baths can be found throughout Japan. Natural hot springs are especially associated with specific regions. Near Tokyo, famous areas include Hakone, Atami, and Kusatsu. In Kansai, Arima is well known, while in Kyushu, Beppu represents one of Japan's largest hot spring areas. In these regions, many hotels and traditional inns, known as ryokan, are equipped with their own hot springs. Public hot spring baths can also be found within the towns. In large cities, without natural hot springs, public baths using heated water remain common. Although their numbers have declined, they continue to be quietly loved by local communities. In Tokyo, a sento typically costs around 550 yen, and towel rentals make them easy for travelers to use. Natural hot springs vary in mineral composition depending on the region. Over time, people learned that these minerals could support health. Some springs are clear, others cloudy, and some are even muddy, known as mud baths. Different springs are believed to offer different benefits, from easing muscle fatigue to promoting relaxation. From this understanding emerged the culture of toji, long-term stays at hot spring areas to allow gradual recovery. Onsen was not simply a form of leisure. It was an essential part of everyday health. In public bathhouses, creative baths, such as medicinal baths, electric baths, saunas, and so-called radium baths, continue this tradition in a modern way. For first-time visitors, the onsen experience may feel unfamiliar. However, the process itself is simple. At the entrance, you take off your shoes and pay the admission fee. Inside, clear signs show separate entrances for men and women. In the changing room, you remove your clothes and store them in a locker. Then, you take a small towel and enter the bathing area. Inside the bath, you first rinse your body. Next, you wash your hair and body. At the washing area, only after you are clean do you enter the bath. This is the basic rule of bathing in Japan. If you are unsure about anything, there is no need to worry. In most cases, people around you will kindly show you what to do. Please note that some baths do not allow tattoos. This rule comes from historical background in Japan and still remains in some places today.
Today's Japanese lesson is a phrase you often hear at the hot spring and public bath. When the hot water really feels so good, people say, "Ah, kimochi." That means, oh, this feels so good. Okay, so let's practice. Kimochi. Kimochi. That's great. I think I'd take a nice hot bath tonight. See you next time. Bye.